What is renter's insurance? When the insurance world meets someone new to insurance, it can be a very big deal. Welcome to Insurance Reassurance, and today we are going to answer the question of, you guessed it, what is renter's insurance? For this topic, the information will be centered around the insurance of renters, whether they are home rentals, vehicle rentals, and more, as this is information we all may need to know at one point of our life. So with that being said, let's get started. Renter's insurance is property insurance that gives coverage to a policyholder's belongings, liabilities, and potentially everyday costs if a loss occurs. It's accessible to people leasing or renting a single-family home, loft, duplex, condominium, studio, space, or apartment. The policy protects against losses to the inhabitant's very own property inside the rented property. Additionally, a renter's insurance policy protects against losses through liability claims, for example, injuries which occur on the property but that are not because of a structural issue with the property, in which case the owner's, not renter's, policy would apply. Renter's insurance explained. Now to explain what renter's insurance is exactly. Progressively, confirmation of renter's insurance is needed by numerous landowners. Personal belongings inside a rented property are usually not covered under the owner's or landlord's property insurance. For instance, if a flood or fire demolishes all the individual property inside a rented condo, the structure would be covered under the landowner's policy. However, the individual property would just be covered through a tenant's insurance policy. Without this coverage, the tenant would have to deal with the loss out of their own pocket. As a rule, renter's insurance offers three sorts of financial protection. Number 1. Coverage for individual belongings of those residing in the rented property. Number 2. Liability protection. And finally, additional living expenses protection, also known as ALE protection. The accompanying inquiries will assist you with picking the correct coverage when you are looking for renter's insurance or talking about your needs with an insurance professional. Now we can talk about renter's insurance coverage for personal possessions. Renter's insurance covers your own property from loss because of burglary, fire, and different sorts of terrible events. You should purchase enough renter's insurance to replace the entirety of your own belongings in case of a loss event. The most straightforward approach to decide this sum is to make a definite rundown of the entirety of your assets with estimated values. You can pick between replacement cost or actual cash value, also known as ACV inclusion. ACV policies pay just for what a thing was worth at the time it was harmed or destroyed. Replacement cost coverage costs more, yet it will give a payout big enough to purchase another thing to buy a new item to replace the old one at the current full retail price. If there are strangely high esteem assets, a renter might need to add a floater, which is a different policy that gives extra coverage for costly valuables in the event that they are lost or stolen. Renter's insurance covers a policyholder against any loss from fire or smoke, lightning, vandalism, robbery, explosions, windstorms, and specific kinds of water damage. However, most renter's insurance policies don't cover floods or earthquakes. Flood insurance is accessible from the National Flood Insurance Program and a couple of private insurers. Earthquake insurance can be purchased independently or added as an endorsement to your renter's policy contingent upon where you live. For instance, in California, clearly a high hazard state for earthquakes, the legislator created the nonprofit California Earthquake Authority to assist individuals with getting coverage which is affordable in case of an earthquake. Renter's insurance liability protection. Renter's insurance gives liability protection against lawsuits to substantial injury or property harm done by the renter, their relatives, and pets. This coverage conceals legal defense costs up to the limits of your policy. A renter's policy should likewise incorporate no-flaw medical coverage as an area of the liability insurance. This coverage permits somebody who gets injured on your rented property to present their medical bills straight to the insurance company in lieu of a lawsuit. Renter's insurance ALE coverage. ALE coverage, also known as additional living expenses, provides monetary security against an insured disaster that makes it important to briefly live elsewhere. The coverage will take care of hotel bills, brief rentals, restaurant dinners, and other living costs while a rental home is being fixed or reconstructed. Most policies will repay you for the full difference between your additional living costs and your typical everyday costs. There is, nonetheless, either a dollar limit on the total amount an insurer will pay or time limit on the ALE installments. And that is it for this video. We hope you learned something new from this video, and if you did, be sure to let us know down below in the comments. If you want to see more videos similar to this one, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell to be notified when we upload a new video. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, as that will help us get our video into the algorithm and out to more people. Until next time, it's been Insurance Reassurance, and we'll see you soon.